Hey guys, it's Leann, Small Town Stitches, and I'm back with Flosstube 139. Today is July 21st, so obviously I did not make my 2-week goal that I was hoping, but summer's been busy and here we are. So I hope everyone is doing well. I feel like just things are a bit heavy right now, if that makes sense. There's just a lot going on right now, so maybe that's part of the reason. Maybe it's been hard to process a little bit everything that's going on in the world, you know, with everything in Texas and the floods, and so it's just a bit heavy. So but I'm here to talk my stitching for about the last 3 weeks ish, and I mean, I have a decent amount. It's not crazy. I haven't really been stitching at night lately. And a lot of times I haven't been stitching during the day as much as I usually have. So, but we'll just go ahead and get started, and I guess we'll save the chatty stuff more towards the end. So first I'm going to start with my focus piece. I know a lot of people do their focus pieces at the end, but it's first here most of the time. So so my focus piece is going to be Halloween Night, which is by Tilton Crafts. I believe it's still available, and I'm cropping mine basically about half-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture of where I was in the last video that you guys saw. And because I don't want to move the hoop, even though I'm going to have to at some point, I have a page finish. So not only do I have a page finish, I have a row finish as well. So I took a picture before I moved my hoop. So this is where it was looking like, my cropped version, when I finished that row. And when we first started stitching on it, we were at 89.43%. And I've added 1,803 stitches. So I'll show you where I'm at now. So we're right here, and I'm at 90.84%. So I have finished this to the tiny diagonal in the corner, 1, 2, and I'm on my third already. So we have a row of full pages, a row of partial pages, and then the piece is done. So I think I'm going to work the full and the partial at the same time is kind of what I'm thinking. So here we are though, guys. So we have some headstones. It looks like this is the corner of that giant headstone. So yeah, this particular one is on a 20 count, 2/1 full cross. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see it inching towards the finish line. And I don't know how you guys, but like when I see things like getting closer to a finish, it makes me want to go like full steam ahead and finish it as fast as I can. Will that happen though? Probably not. Okay, next up is my 1 strand a day piece for the month of July. So a lot of people are doing Christmas in July, but here in the United States, July symbolizes Independence Day for us, so I have been doing a Patriotic July instead. So my 1 strand a day piece was Home of the Free, which is by Shannon Christine. I think I have a picture of where it was last time. But since you guys have seen it, I've added 1,100 stitches. Oh, I need to take my things off so you can actually see the piece. That would be helpful. And here we are now. So this is my piece so far. It is at 37.72% now. And I'm actually really happy that I'm actually showing it to you right now, because I feel like in person you can see the home and the free a lot easier than you can in person. But I was debating maybe outlining it with like the lighter blue or the lighter red maybe. Let me know below kind of if you think I should, or if I should just leave it as is. It's not charted to be outlined with like a back stitch, but I was just curious. So it's not a big piece. This is as far wide as it's going to be, and mine's on a 20 count 1/1 full cross. So it's not going to be a big piece. It's not going to take this whole piece of fabric. So, but that's where I'm at now. And I'm really, really enjoying this piece. I will say one thing, if you are not a big fan of white stitching, like B5200-ish, there is a lot of white stitching in Shannon Christine designs, so just be forewarned before you start them. So okay, I'm kind of throwing the ones I do like most of the time daily in this basket over here. Next up, I have my first new start, and I was talking about doing the typeface. That was in my haul section last time, and myself and Alicia, Adventures of Stitching, Rainy Day Reads and Crafts, and Mandy from Instagram also got it and joined us. And we started the Typeface Patriotic series, and we started with this little girl over here, which is Lady Liberty. When I bought the colors on 123 Stitch, it actually, instead of giving the Classic Color Works conversion, gave the DMC conversion. So mine doesn't have this variegation like this because I just did it in DMC, but I still think she looks cute. So I started it after I filmed my last video last time. And I didn't write it down. That's cool. I'll just put it here, how many stitches I've done. It's like 1,300, something like that. But I'm at 86% already, and here she's looking. Isn't she so stinking cute? She's so adorable. So I just have to finish the wording and she's done. So she'll be done in just a couple days. So this is also a 1 strand a day that I've just been doing. A 1 strand a day doesn't take me very long, especially if I don't get interrupted. So this is just done with the DMC, which is I think 3813 and 3816, something like that. So she's all done, and I'm just finishing the words, and then this particular one will be done. We've been talking, and I think we're going to start one. We're going to take August off. I think we're going to start one in September, because September is when the month the Star Spangled Banner was written, which is our national anthem. And I think we're going to do the other one in November for Veterans Day. So these would all be finished this year then. So isn't she so stinking cute? She looks so cute on camera. Again, all that's left to do is white stitching. Okay. Next, I already had my first new start, my second new start, and this was the Patriot 2 from Heaven and Earth Designs. Continuing on with the patriotic stitching. I got 1,009 stitches, bringing us to 0.45%. And you're not going to see a lot because it blows it out, but I'm going to try and bring it back first. No, you can't really see. So here we are now. And this is a 25 count 2/1 tent stitch that I'm doing, and I'm just in that really dark left hand corner so you can't see, but I don't know if this is the start of I think it's the start of the eagle's wing or something like that, but like I said, it really blows it out and it's really hard to see. In person I can see more browns, there's some light blues up here, some purples mixed in, but it kind of doesn't show up as well on the camera or in pictures. That's helpful, but it's a very dark corner. So here we are, still doing the parking on the 2/1 tent because it just seems to work really well for whatever reason. It never stuck with a full cross, but for whatever reason it works really well for me on tent stitch, so I'm just kind of running with it. Okay, I think I actually just finished most of my patriotic stitching. So next up for my patriotic stitching, by the way, I used that for my new start for my Hogwarts book that I'm doing from Cross and Crafts. So I was able to use the Patriot 2 I just did it for pages 7 through 8, which was 750 stitches, which obviously I got more than that with 1,000. So next up was what I call the Patriotic Eagle. I got this originally on Etsy and I don't think it's available anymore. So here's what it looked like. I used this for pages 11 through 12 for 750 stitches, which is what I got. And we are now at 4.41%. And here we are. So we finished this diagonal and we started the next, and we have our next flower and the flag coming up. So this one is on a 20 count to, or 1 over 1 full cross. So there is my flag coming through. If you bring it back, it's kind of a, it's just so nice. It looks so good on camera. So that's what it looks like so far, 4.41%. And this is in a bag from Dawn Marie. Okay, next up, this is a lot of confetti, is my Patriotic heart. I had completely forgotten about this piece being patriotic, and then my daughter was like, Mom, don't forget that one. And I was like, you're right, it is patriotic, isn't it? So this particular one is by Stitches So Beautiful. And this is where I was. We started at 2.43%, and we're ending at 3.01 with 776 stitches. And I got a page finish on this one, so I'm super excited. And here we are now. So we finished page 1. This one is a 20 count, 1 over 1 full cross. And I was talking to some friends, and I was like, should I go here and do this page, or should I come down here and do this page, which is the start of that little flower down here? And we all kind of agreed to come down, and maybe it'll be a little bit less confetti, because there's a lot of confetti in this fireworks. So I'm so excited to have a page finish though. And it looks fantastic. I think it's going to be amazing when it's done. But this was my last Patriotic. So I did all of my Patriotic pieces in the month of July. So those were just the normal wheel spin ones. And then we'll do the focus on a finish. I do have a little bit of a change going on with this one, but we'll save that one to talk about at the end. So first up was my ink circles piece. This is Circus of Circles. I got 200 stitches added on this particular piece, and it took us from 34.36 to 35.37. And so here we are with this one, working more on this. This has been a lot of fun. This is page 2 I'm on right now. So I'll have one more page over here on the top when we're done, and then the bottom row of pages. So there's that one. Next up was Diagon Alley. This one got a whopping 100 stitches. The dog's walking around. You need to go lay down. Go lay down. I don't know. It's awkward. She's just sitting here looking at me. So next up is Diagon Alley. It got a whopping 100 stitches in, taking it from 22.11 to 22.55. And here we are. So we're working on filling in the top of that building that the dragon's kind of around. So not a lot to see on that one. I only got spun once, but I enjoy it every time it comes out. Okay. Next up, we have Welcome to Rivendell. And this one is going to be a little bit harder to see because it's on a hoop. So I don't know if you saw my last video, you would have seen a little bit of the color issue sometimes that happens with CXC and it not being 100% accurate compared to DMC, which normally it doesn't bother me, right? If it's going to be off throughout the whole piece, it's okay, depending on what it is. This was one of them, and I was like, I'm fine with it because the light blue that it showed between the light blue and the blanc that they had, when you actually stitched it, looked like one continuous color for the sky, and it looked awkward. So I have the before picture, which hopefully you're looking at, that you'll be able to see. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. And then afterwards, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. And why am I going to settle for it if I'm not happy with it? So I ripped, because you couldn't tell the difference in the coloring, over 600 stitches out on this piece. And it was at 29.55. And it's now, after doing 200 stitches, at 27.42. But I'm happier. Here we are. See, it's blue. You can see where I actually had to rip all this out. But it's blue now. It's a lighter blue, and I ended up using NCXC instead of 3856, I used 3853 in order to get that light blue color that they were claiming I could get with the other one. So we just are working at filling in more on that sky, essentially, that we originally were doing. So I'll bring it in real quick. But there it is. And then I was thinking about plans for next year and kind of, you know, starting to brainstorm what I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? I want to start that now. So Focus on a Finish has been put on hold. I'm still doing a Focus on a Finish, but I took my one that was closest, that had the least amount of stitches left in it. And I've been doing 100 stitches on that a day instead of rotating them all. And I'm just going to finish it. And that's Hobbit Hole, by the way. So Hobbit Hole has gotten 902 stitches since we've last talked. I didn't get to stitch on it at all this weekend. And it was at 35.75%, and it's now at 42.36%. So hopefully you're seeing a picture of where this was, because I got a lot of progress on this, I feel, especially because it's not full coverage. Here we are now. So I was way up here by this thing. I'm not really sure what it is right now in the hoop. I've gotten a lot done. And like I said, it's odd because of how it's done. This row by row thing is working absolutely fantastic. I wish it would have saved me so much effort with the rest of the piece. So this is supposed to, I think, be like the doorknob. You know how in the Hobbit Hole, or in the Hobbit doors, the doorknob is in the middle of the door, essentially. What does that look like? It looks like a chicken. And I can't unsee it. It looks like a chicken. So I have a chicken on my Hobbit Hole door. But this is where I'm at, and I am so excited. So we're getting close to the end of this middle section. The end of the page is actually like right here for the page I'm working on. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to work down maybe and finish this whole middle section, because the whole left section is already done. So I think I'm going to work and do the whole middle section before I move on to the right side, and then to finish we'll just have the words left. So this is where I'm at now, and I'm actually really excited because I'm just going to work on this until it's done, and then we'll have a finish. Because I did my whip count, I have a lot, and I still have a couple more I'm starting, so we can knock some out and have some finishes, which doesn't happen a ton for me. So I'm loving this piece right now, and I'm so happy with my decision to kind of focus on it like that. And that's all I've stitched on. Okay, my bag's hanging up. This is why I hate, oh my gosh, whatever. I hate metal zippers. Hate them. Okay, let me grab my tablet, because I'm going to show you guys on here. I'm UFOing a pattern, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart to do it, seriously. So Lacey, who is the Sleepy Stitcher, messaged me a while ago, and then I actually had a message from Sarah Stitchin' Mommy about this as well. That I think they both saw it on Facebook. No, one saw it on YouTube, I think, and one saw it on Facebook. But I am UFOing Sea Villains, which was, you know, I was getting ready to restart again. And it kind of breaks my heart about this, but I'm just going to show you on my tablet, so hopefully you can see really well. Okay, you're going to get a glare. So here is Sea Villains, okay? So you have all these amazing creatures down here, which I think is what I focused on. I focused on the dolphin, and I think that's a beluga whale or just some form of whale. And then you have, the fish, and this was my favorite, the turtle. Okay, so but if you look in the background, right, all up here, like you have a hammerhead shark, you have all these villains, right, sea villains. You have all of them up here. They're little, all up here, all over here, okay? But if you go to the mock-up, and I know I was just focused more so on this. So this is, I'm going to throw it at you. Apparently I'm frustrated. This is the mock-up. You lose. I'm going to put a picture. I'm going to show you right here this. I'm going to put a picture over here of the actual chart. You lose a lot of those villains that are in the background. And it's still beautiful, but I wanted the whole thing. So I'm scrapping it. It's still gorgeous. If you're going to stitch it, I know Tanya's still stitching it, and I'm stoked. I'm so excited for her to stitch it, to see how it is. But I really wanted those mysterious villains in the background too. And you don't get them as much. Like, it's really hard to see that that's a hammerhead. So unfortunately, my when I was going to restart, I am no longer restarting. And I will just either hold on to the fabric or use it for something else. So, womp womp. Okay, let's talk some books I've been reading. I skipped my books in the last video, and I'm not really sure why. So last time I talked to you in the previous video, we were listening to Queen of Shadows, which is in the Throne of Glass series. Okay, so since then, I finished Queen of Shadows. I finished Empire of Storms. I finished Tower of Dawn, which is book 6. And I'm now on the last book of the Throne of Glass series, which is Kingdom of Ash. I don't know what I'm going to listen to next. So I need audiobook suggestions for series are great, standalones, whatever you want to, please list them below. I walk at least 60 minutes every single morning. And I listen to audiobooks while I do it. So I think I still have 18 hours left of my book that I'm in. So I have it a little while. Please leave audiobook suggestions below. Okay, there's no haul because I'm on a no-buy for the rest of the year. I'm not allowed to buy myself charts. I'm not allowed to buy myself fabric, essentially. I can buy floss if I need to replenish, and I can buy needles. Or if I want to finish some pieces, I'm allowing myself to do stuff to finish. I just got these in, actually. I'm allowed to finish projects to get them out of the unfinished bin. I got a 9x12 brown frame for my home prayer that I finished in the last one. And then I got a 9x13 frame, which will be for my Empyrean cell from the Forbidden Fiber Co. So I have to have my husband help me finish those. And I'm allowing myself to stuff like that to finish, because then it gets them on my walls and out of the just box that's sitting there. Okay, anything else? Life. It's just been busy. So my daughter started drum lessons up in July. She is taking them from her music teacher. So he actually comes to the school, and we just go to the school in the music room, and he does her lessons there, which is convenient. July, my husband has worked every single day of her lessons, so I've just taken my lunch break, and she does her lesson. I usually go outside and walk for at least a mile, but it's been so hot and muggy. Last week, I literally left my car running so I could just get in, or started it halfway through my walk, and then I could just go sit in the air conditioning because it was so hot. So far in July, we have had 2 open houses. We had my niece's birthday. We did get a new table for our deck. My husband found it on Marketplace for like $60, so we went and picked that up yesterday after church. It's been such a busy summer. I am still in the process of doing my 75 soft, medium, whatever you want to call it. I've not missed a day. You're allowed like a rest day once a week, and that's all I've done. I've never not hit my workout, at least. And so far, I'm afraid to almost put this out into the open in case I gain it back next week. But so far, I'm down 3.4 pounds. So just over 3 pounds. And yeah, I'm going to keep it going. I feel really good. I can see a huge difference in my back and my stomach, especially. So yeah, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going with this. We are over halfway done, and I think we're just going to just roll it and start it again pretty much when we're done. So plans, I'm just going to kind of continue doing what I've been doing. I do have a new start coming up in the month of August with Ebony. We are going to start a pattern together, and I'm super excited about that. My new starts are kind of dwindling down, so I'm also excited about that too. I'm really looking forward next year. I think I'm going to do no new starts for 6 months and then kind of evaluate and see if I want to keep going or not with it for the rest of the year. So is that it from me? I think so. It's been weird. It's been a weird summer. Very, very busy. And I don't like being busy. I like the slow pace of life. So everyone jokes around that I don't typically watch a lot of the news and stuff like that. And I live like it's the 1800s where my husband watches the news. So you can tell me if there's things I need to know, but your brain can only take so much. So I think that's it from me, though. I would love to promise I'll be back in 2 weeks, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to be back in 2 weeks. We'll see how that is. That will be what, first week of August, which my daughter will be at a science camp at her school that week. So we'll see. Can you believe we already have a month left of break, and then she's back in school, and I'll have a 5th grader, and I can't talk about it. I'll start crying. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Remember, your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day, and to be a light to the world around you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.